Hey everybody, it's Paige, and today's video is going to be a full face of makeup using only Real Techniques brushes. I am so excited about this video. I love Real Techniques so much. Their Miracle Complexion Sponge is my all-time favorite beauty sponge. I've tried Beauty Blender, I've tried ones from the drugstore, L'Oreal, I've tried ones from TJ Maxx, and this one is by far my favorite, so that makes this video even more exciting. This video is not sponsored, unfortunately, but these brushes were sent to me for free to review from Octoly and Real Techniques. So yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you all. I have invested plenty of my own money in their brushes and sponges in the past, so this is just a bonus. I'm sure I'm gonna love these, but we'll see. This is kind of like a review first impression style video, so I'll zoom you guys in a little bit and then I'll go over each individual set. I believe these retail for $19.99. That's what they say on the Octoly app. So each of these retails for $19.99. I'll see if they're worth it or not. And yeah, so let's get started. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. And here we go. All right, so I zoomed you all in a little bit. So the first set that I have here is the Flawless Base Set. This comes with 4 brushes inside. It comes with a contour brush, detailer brush, buffing brush, and a square foundation brush. And the square foundation brush looks really weird. I've never used a brush like this before. So I have this for the base, and I'm also going to be using my Miracle Complexion Sponge, which is just like my personal sponge that I paid for. But I thought, you know, it would fit in because we're only using Real Techniques brushes today. Then we've got the sculpting set, and this contains 3 brushes. This has a sculpting brush, a fan brush, and a setting brush. So this will definitely come in handy for contouring and setting our base. And then we've got the enhanced eye set, and this comes with 4 brushes and then a little comb. Oh no, this is a lash separator. Okay. So we've got a medium shadow brush, an essential crease brush, a fine liner brush, a shading brush, and then this last one over here, I thought it was like an eyebrow comb, but it's actually a lash separator. So hello. So yeah, and each of these sets come with a little bonus like cup in them, like this white cup to hold your brushes if you know you don't have anything to hold your brushes in, which I think is really, really convenient. So I'm gonna open all of these up and we will get started with the makeup. All right, so I have to say that I love the little cups that these brush sets come with. The bigger ones come with the face brush set, and then this little one comes with the eye brush set, which I think is so, so adorable. So let's get started. I'm first using my Magical Moringa primer from Lush, and I actually don't use a brush for this. I just like scoop a little bit out with my finger and apply this with my hands. Oh! Wow, I'm a klutz. I really, really like this primer. Oh gosh, my eye. I have been really enjoying this primer recently. I have to say it's like nothing that I've ever tried before. It's got a really unique texture, which I actually really enjoy. Now I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I will be applying it with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Brush. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and try the square foundation brush. That's what this says it is. So I'm actually gonna try this out and see what I think. Wow, that's like going on like paint. I normally don't use, what's it called, brushes to apply foundation. Every single time I put makeup on, I use a beauty sponge. So we'll try this out, and if it doesn't work out, we'll bring the sponge in to save the day. All right, I'm not sure you can tell, but this brush definitely did a good job at like spreading the product around, and it definitely does not soak up as much product as my Beauty Blender does, but I'm still gonna go in with my Beauty Blender just to kind of like go over any of like these weird areas and just to kind of like blend everything together. There are a couple areas that look a little bit like streakier, but that could be like user error because I don't ever apply foundation with brushes, so maybe I'm just not doing it right, but it also could just be the brush. I don't really know. I don't have like expertise in foundation brushes. So yeah, let me know if you guys have ever tried any of these brushes out. I'd love to hear what you think. I love the fact that Real Techniques is like affordable. At least, you know, for me it's affordable. Sorry, it's like so dark back here. It's like getting dark outside. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock at night, so sorry if the background's dark. This brush is probably not something that I will be incorporating into my everyday routine, but it's just because I'm not going to incorporate any foundation brush into my routine. So next I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. By the way, my foundation I use is in the shade Nude, and then my concealer is in the shade Porcelain. This is the new Too Faced concealer, and I'm just going to apply this under my eyes and then on my forehead and my chin. And I'm actually going to just go in with my Miracle Complexion Sponge and blend it out. Okay, so far our base is looking great. I look super white right now because that concealer is so light compared to my skin tone, but it's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. The look is going to pull together in the end. So we have this detailer brush, which is like a very tiny concealer brush. You can use this to spot conceal. I actually didn't bring like a regular colored concealer over here to spot conceal, and I definitely do have some breakouts, but I think what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of this concealer on the back of my hand and kind of like go over this redness underneath my eyebrows from getting them threaded earlier today. So yeah, we'll see how this works. Alright, so I used the detailer brush to conceal under my eyebrows, and I also used it to apply the concealer on my actual eyelids as an eyeshadow primer, and then I just lightly dabbed over it with my sponge, and I really like the way that it turned out. I think this brush would be great for doing cut creases as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put powder on my face. So today I'm going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder, and we will be using the, what is this called? Buffing brush? No, do we want to use a buffing brush? What are our other options? Oh, we have a setting brush from the sculpting set. So I'm going to use this setting brush, and I'm just going to put some of the product, whoa, in the lid. I've only used this powder once before, so I didn't realize how fast that was gonna come out, but it's fine. So I'm just going to go under my eye one more time because it's kind of been a minute since I applied my under eye concealer, and we don't want any creasing. So I'm just going to apply some of this to my under eye area. Ooh, this smells and tastes so good. We're going to pop some on our forehead and our chin. All right, and then I'm going to use this buffing brush and add a little bit more product and just do lightly brush over the rest of my face and kind of like knock off the excess powder that I applied earlier on. All right, things are looking great so far. We have used 4 brushes, and we are going to move on to bronzing up the skin because we need it, because my face looks so pale. We're looking like a ghost. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. And, oh, come on, open up. I bought this because of everyone's rave reviews about it, and I have to say I love it. So I'm going to go in with the sculpting brush from the sculpting set, and we're just going to go into here and kind of carve out our cheekbones a little bit. This brush is definitely denser than something I would normally use to carve out the cheeks, but I can't say that I'm mad at it. I feel like I'm finding myself dabbing instead of swiping with this brush because I feel like it's dense enough that it would like wipe off my foundation, which is just something to keep in mind. It's like, I mean, it's applying the bronzer really, really well. I just am, you know, using a slightly different technique than I normally would. I feel like this brush would be really, really good for cream contour as well. All right, and I'm actually going to go in with the fan brush and attempt to put a little contour on my nose. I don't normally do this, so I don't know if this is gonna work out right, but I don't know. I feel like I've maybe seen someone use a fan brush to apply nose contour. And I'm still using the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. This one smells good too. I'm going to put a little bit underneath my lower lip. And all right, we are done bronzing. We're gonna move on to some blush. And for blush, we are using the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Apricot in the middle. So for blush, I guess we are going to use this brush right here. This is the contour brush, but we're gonna use it for blush because there's no rules. All right, so going in with the contour brush in our Wet n Wild blush, we are just going to put some of this on our cheeky cheeks. This is like a very, kind of like a bronzy blush actually. We're kind of going for this like warm toned look today. I think it's got some like gold glitter in it, gold shimmer or like sheen, which definitely won't be for everyone, but I have to say I love these blushes so much. And this brush is actually like applying it really, really well. I'm a fan. And I actually noticed, I didn't think that I had tried any of these brushes in the past, but I actually do already have the contour brush, and look at that, it has blush on it. So for some reason, I like using this for blush. So now that we've got our blush down, we are going to apply highlight. And for the highlight, I think I'm going to go in with that same setting brush that I already used. And for highlighter today, we're going to be using the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Illuminator in Gilded Honey. This is such a beautiful highlighter. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it so much. This looks so good with that blush that we used. Or that I used, I guess. I really like this brush for highlighter actually because it's like precise, but it's not like too precise. You know, you feel me. I'm just gonna add a little bit to my nose. And I know some of you are probably screaming at me for using this brush for nose highlight because it's too big, but you know, it is what it is. And then we'll highlight the Cupid's bow a little bit. We'll go up here above the brow, and I'm actually going to use this later on as my brow highlight and my inner corner highlight, I think. So we have the base completely done. I'm going to apply some Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray to mend all of this together. Amazing. Again, woo! Again, this smells so good. We are using a lot of products that just smell amazing. Wow, I really drenched myself in that spray. Okay, so while we're letting the setting spray dry, we're gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Lip Scrub in the flavor Rainbow Sorbet. No, Rainbow Sherbet. This was in my favorites video. I freaking love it. I use this all the time, and it's from his summer 2018 collection. Every launch that he comes out with, I just fall in love with it every single time. I don't know how he does it. So delicious. All right, moving on to the eyes. I'll zoom you in even a little bit farther. Sorry, I have sugar all over my face now. And for eyes, we are going to be using the Thirsty palette, also from Jeffree Star's summer 2018 collection. All right, hopefully that is zoomed in enough for you. So we already have primer on our eyes. I put the concealer on my eyes. So we have limited eye brushes because we're only using the ones from the enhanced eye set, but I want to see if I can create a full look with only using the brushes from this set. So I'm going to use this medium shadow brush and go in with the shade Parched right here and just set the concealer that is on my eyes. This is called a medium eyeshadow brush, but this is like the biggest eyeshadow brush I've ever used, so I would consider this a large eyeshadow brush. All right, so we've got a nice base to start with. So next I'm going in with the Essential Crease brush. Actually, I'm gonna go in with that same medium shadow brush. And what do we wanna do? Do we wanna do something like fun or like something safe? I don't know, what do you guys think? Let's do something a little bit fun. So we're gonna go in with Quench, which is the yellow shade here, and I'm just gonna use the medium shadow brush and kind of get that on the edge of it and kind of put this in the crease lightly and blend it out as if this were like a super fluffy blending brush. The mirror on this palette is incredible. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't a mistake going in with yellow eyeshadow. I realized that this is the only yellow eyeshadow that I own, actually, because I was looking for one before I got this palette, and I looked in every single one of my palettes and I don't own a yellow eyeshadow other than this one now. So next we will go into the shade Taste Buds right here, and now I'm gonna go in with the where did it go? The Essential Crease brush, and we're using Taste Buds, and we're gonna keep that in the crease lower than where we put Quench. I'm kind of like blending it in with Quench actually to create more of like a peachy color. All right, now I'm going to go in with the same brush and the shade right here called Bitch. So we're going to use that and actually keep that lower than those other shades. And this shade is a lot brighter. It's like so neon. I'm not sure how neon it's coming off on camera, but it is very neon, and I'm actually really liking this. I'm gonna bring this like all the way to the inner corner, and I think we are gonna try to do a cut crease today, or at least a half cut crease. Okay, so now what do we want to do? I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Stroke right here and just keep this in the outer corner right here, and I'm actually gonna go in with that same brush since, you know, we're trying to get one look with this little set. And I'm just gonna kind of like dab that in the outer corner. I don't know if this is gonna be dark enough. I might have to go in with the shade Drizzle, which is like the super dark brown here. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just like tapping between the shades and putting this in the outer corner. I'm gonna go back in with this brush, and just with the yellow that's left over on here, I'm gonna kind of like lightly go over that edge just to kind of like bring back a little bit of the yellow because I kind of miss it. So I didn't add any more product. I just, you know, used what was on the brush. We are getting a considerable amount of fallout, but that's probably the palettes and not the brushes, or it could be both, who knows. But fallout isn't something that necessarily bothers me. It's actually something that I more so expect. So yeah, now that we have this down, I'm actually gonna go ahead and wipe away some, oh, this is our blush brush, whoops. I'm going to wipe away some of that fallout and then give a quick blend to the outer edge of our shadow. I went in with this look not knowing what I was gonna do at all, but I'm actually kind of liking the turnout so far. So now I'm going to go in with that detail concealer brush and my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm going to do a half cut crease. And I've only done like one of these in my lifetime, so we'll see how this turns out. Alright, so that actually wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I did mess up a few times and the concealer still looks kind of streaky, but that could be just the concealer. I'm not sure if this is the right consistency of a concealer you're supposed to use for a half cut crease, but we're just gonna go with the flow. Now we are going in with the essential, no, what is this called? The shading brush. I'm getting everything mixed up. It's late, guys. So I'm using the essential, why do I keep messing this up? I'm using the shader brush, and I think, which one of these glitter shades should we go in with? I'm thinking the like really bronzy one right here. Let's have a little bit of fun. So we're not gonna spray the brush, and we're gonna see how this works. So this was supposed to be kind of like a half cut crease, but it's actually like not really looking like that right now. So the brush isn't really like agreeing with the formula of this eyeshadow, but I feel like that is because it is a strange eyeshadow formula. Like, I don't think it's necessarily the brush. Like, this is a really strange formula, and like I feel like I remember Jeffree saying that this formula is best applied with a finger, but I don't really know. I'm going to go back in with the brush to kind of get in this inner corner over here and see what I can do, but it's almost like the eyeshadow doesn't want to stick to the brush for some reason. Like, it's just kind of like getting chunky and falling off. I don't know. Is this the eyeshadow or the brush? This was going so well. All right, so I just used the medium shader brush to apply Quench, Bitch, and Drizzle to my lower lash line. Now we are going to wipe off the fallout once again, and I think we're gonna call it a day on the eyes. I feel like it's gonna look a lot better once I put mascara and do my brows and stuff, but that was quite a bit of a struggle. And I still feel like in this mirror right here, my eyeshadow looks so good, but in the viewfinder, it's not looking too hot. So I don't have a brush to put this on my brow bone, so what I'm gonna do is use my finger. So we're just gonna use our finger, whoopsie, to apply that to the brow bone area, and then maybe see if we can sneak that in our inner corner without making things worse than they already are. This was supposed to be a half cut crease, but it definitely did not turn out that way, so it's fine. We're moving on. So for brows, I'm using the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit, and I have this in the shade 3.5. So I'm just gonna comb through the brows a little bit and fill them in. All right, and then we are using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set the brows. And for mascara, we are whipping out the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and this is my first time using it, so this is like a first impression. First impression, I love the brush. It's like massive, and I love big brushes. or mascara wands, big wands. So I will say that this mascara is already transferring on me, which I never, ever, ever, ever have a problem with mascara transferring. So that's something that I'm not loving about this mascara. But we'll see. It's like transferred. Oh God, this looks so bad. Why? I'm just gonna kind of let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to touch up the mascara that is under my eye and on my eyelids. That's, you know, ruining our fabulous eyeshadow. And I'm actually gonna go run and pick out a lip color because I completely forgot to do that earlier, so I'll be right back. So for lips, we're actually just going to use the Too Faced Lip Injections Milkshake Lip Gloss and apply some of this to our lips because our eyes are looking quite dramatic. So I definitely want something more neutral for the lips. All right, so I'm going to zoom you out to show you the final look. All right, so this is the final look, full face of makeup using only Real Techniques brushes. We are going to do one last set to make sure everything lasts forever because, you know, this look is just so beautiful. We don't want it to disappear. We don't want it to go anywhere. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Let me get my stuff together and we'll talk about the products, if I think that they're worth the money, and so on and so forth. All right, so we are going to start with the Flawless Base Set. Those are the orange handled brushes. You get 4 brushes. I did end up using all 4 of these. You get this nice cup, which I think is so adorable, and it matches all the other ones. So I did end up using all of these brushes today. My favorite 2 are definitely the buffing brush and the contour brush. These other 2 weren't my absolute favorite, but if you like a foundation brush instead of a sponge, then I feel like you would definitely get use out of this. It's so different. I feel like usually I see foundation brushes as either being like more of a curved like paddle shape or like a flat top brush. So I thought that was pretty cool of them to include that. And then this concealer brush I feel like would be great for like spot concealing. It didn't work out too well for my cut crease, but I'm also not super experienced in that area, so you know, it could have been user error, but I think that this is a really nice set. You can get your foundation on, your foundation set, your blush on, and your concealer. So I feel like this is a nice set, and I definitely feel like you have very practical brushes in this. Next we have the, what is this? Oh, freak. Next we have the sculpting set. This one comes with 3 brushes and the brush holder. This one I actually liked a lot. So this was the sculpting brush. This was the setting brush, which I also used for highlighter, and then this was the fan brush, which was our nose and our under our lip contour. And I really like this set. I like all the brushes in here. I would use all of the brushes in here. I would definitely consider incorporating all of these into my everyday makeup routine. So I definitely would say that this one is totally worth it, and I just like freaking love it. I mean, this one is definitely probably my favorite. I just caught a mosquito and I released it. Okay, that one is definitely my favorite out of the 3, I would say. This one also is really, really nice. I love the fact that you could create an entire eye look with just these brushes here. The only 2 brushes I didn't end up using were these 2 from this set. This is the fine liner brush, which I didn't put any liner on, otherwise I would have used this, and I feel like this is going to be a really nice liner brush. And then the lash separator, which I could actually probably use right now because something is bugging me. But yeah, it comes with this cute little, how do we do this? Cover for the bristles so that you can travel with it. I think all of these brushes are great for traveling. The packaging on Real Techniques brushes are so sleek and I love it. And yeah, I loved all of these brushes. I really liked the crease brush. I definitely will be using that more. I'm not used to using an eyeshadow brush that's this big, but it took me out of my comfort zone and I actually really enjoyed it. And I was able to use this on the lower lash line as well. So In my opinion, I feel like all of these are worth the $20 if they are $20. And I mean, you can find all of these at Target. So $20 would make each of these orange brushes $5 a brush, which is definitely a lot cheaper than, say, Sephora or other higher end brushes. And the quality of like the way the brushes of Real Techniques are built, like the ferrule and the handle and the bristles, like I never have any shedding. I've washed my other ones several times, never had any issues with glue coming undone. So I feel like these are really good quality and well made brushes, especially for the price. The pink ones are 3 brushes for $20, which is a little bit less for your money. And then the eye brushes, you actually get 5 products, so $4 a brush, which I think is really, really good. So I definitely think these are priced well. I would definitely recommend buying any of these if you're in the market for eye brushes. I think this one is really great. Or if you're starting off with makeup, I think this is a really good one to start with. You know, you kind of get kind of a little taste of everything that you need. These ones, I feel like you couldn't completely do your base makeup with these unless you had both of them together. But like if you had one or the other, you would definitely need to supplement other brushes. But I still think they are great quality, and I would highly recommend checking any of these brushes out, any of their brushes at all. And also their Miracle Complexion Sponge. If you haven't tried it yet, go check it out. It's literally so amazing, and this was the thing that I actually paid for. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks Octoly and Real Techniques for sending these brushes to me. I love you all so much. I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!